Hi students, today we are going to look at the 8th standard mathematics, okay, chapter 1, right, rational numbers, okay. Let's see the introduction part. Salma wants to buy 3 pens at 5 rupees each. Her friend Satish wants to buy 2 similar pens. So they go to a wholesale shop. The shopkeeper says that a packet of 5 pens cost 22 around, okay. How much does each pen cost? We can easily calculate the cost of each pen to be 22 rupees by 5. Is there any natural number to represent this cost? No. Is there any whole number or integer to represent this? No. This number cannot be represented by a whole number. We need a fractional number to represent this quantity. Okay. Consider one more example. Observe the following various readings of temperature recorded on particular day in Simla. 11 a.m. it is 11 degree, 12 noon it is 14, 3 p.m. it is 17 degree, 7 p.m. 10 degree, 5 p.m. 5 degree. In each case, what is the change in the temperature per hour? Here 14 minus 11 by 2, that is 3 by 2. Afternoon hours, this is 3 upon 3, 1 degree. This is minus 7 upon 4, right. 7 to 10, 5 minus 10, so minus 5 by 3, right. So in the above cases we come across numbers like 3 by 2, 1, minus 7 by 4, minus 5 by 3 degrees. Okay, the numbers used in these temperatures are these. What can we call these numbers? What are these numbers? The numbers include both positive negative fractional numbers and can be written as p by q form. Okay, can be written in this form where q is not equal to 0. Okay, and p can be a positive or negative integer. Okay, or let us see some more numbers: 3 by 4, 7 by 5, 9, 9 minus 10 by 17, 3 by minus 2. The numbers which are expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0, are called rational numbers. So this is what the definition of rational numbers is. Okay, right. And set of all rational numbers is denoted by q. These are also called quotient numbers. Okay. Observe the following. We can express any natural number in p by q form. That is, for example, 5 can be expressed as 5 by 1, 10 by 2, 15 by 3, 20 by 4, like that. Similarly, we can also express the whole number 0 by 0 by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 5, 0 by 100. Okay, we can also express an integer in p by q form. For example, minus 3 is minus 3 by 1, minus 6 by 2, right, minus 9 by 3, minus 12 by 4. That is all. The above p by q forms are rational numbers, so all integers are also included in rational numbers. From the above observation we can conclude that all natural numbers, all whole numbers and all integers are rational numbers indeed. Consider the following collection of numbers. Write these numbers under the appropriate category. Okay, natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers. Would you leave out any of the given numbers from rational numbers? No, not at all. Is every natural number, whole number, and integer a rational number? Natural number, whole number, integer. Right, they are. Hamid says 5 by 3 is a rational number and 5 is only a natural number. Sakshi says both are rational numbers. Who do you agree with? Both can be rational, no problem. Give an example to satisfy the following statements. All natural numbers are whole numbers, but all whole numbers need not be natural numbers. That is correct. All natural numbers are whole numbers. Okay, natural number is subset of whole numbers. Okay. For example, if you take 2, that is a set of whole numbers. Okay. But if you take 0, that is not the natural number, right? That is included in whole numbers. So vice versa is not true. All whole numbers are integers, but all integers are not whole numbers. Okay, all whole numbers are integers, right? All integers are not whole numbers. Meaning, if you take -4, that is not a whole number, right? But it is integer. But if you take any 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, anything which is a whole number, that is also an integer. Okay, so vice versa is not true. All integers are rational numbers, but all rational numbers need not be integers. That is correct. If you take 2 by 3 for example, that is a rational number, but that cannot be included in integer. If you take any, if you name any integer, that can be classified as a rational number. Even 0, 4, -4, 12, 24, any number, any integer, if you take, that can be expressed in rational form. Okay, so operations on rational number, we already discussed addition, subtraction of rational number in class 7. Let us recall them by doing the following problem. 9 by 10 minus 13 by 8. How to do this? Find LCM of 10 and 8. Okay. What is LCM of 10 and 8? 10 comma 8. Okay, right, right. So both will go by 2, right? So 2, this becomes 2 5 10, 2 4 8. Okay, there are no other common factors, so 40 is the LCM, right? So LCM is 40, that is the division, that is in the mm, denominator, that is 40. So 10 times 4 is 40, so this becomes 9 times 4, 36. 8 times 5 is 40, so 13 5 is 8, sorry, 8 5, 13 5, 65. Okay, so 65 minus 36, 66 minus 36 is 30, so 29 by 40. So it is nothing but minus 29 by 40. Okay, this is this one. This can be changed into the quotient form. 8 by 5, this one is 30 by 7. You have to proceed in the same way again, here also. Okay, this one as well. Okay, you have to proceed in the same manner, right? Find the additive inverse of the following numbers: 7 by 6, minus 1 by 10, 3 by 4, minus 8. Additive inverse means if you add that number to this number, the result should be 0. Okay, multiplication of rational numbers. Now we learn how to multiply the rational numbers. In class 7 we have learned how to multiply fractional numbers. We follow a similar process for multiplication of rational numbers also. Consider the rational numbers 2 by 3 and 5 by 7. There are also fractional numbers. If we multiply 2 by 3 and 5 by 7, right? 10 by 21. Product of numerator upon product of denominator. Minus 10 by 21. No problem. Let us do one more example. In this case, there are common factors. Okay, so you can cut this like the 7 3 is 21, 7 2 is 14, 5 2 is 10, 5 5 is 25. Okay, so 5 5 is 25, 5 2 is 7 3 is 7 2 is okay. 2 into 2 4, so minus 4. 3 into 5 15, minus 4 by 15. Okay, either you do in this way or in this way, you will end up getting the same result. What about here? This we can easily do. 11, how many times? 3. 11 3 ja 33. Okay, what about this? 6 no, 9 9 2 ja 18, right? 9 5 ja 45. Okay, so what is the resultant? Resultant will be 6 by 5. Okay, similarly you can proceed with the rest of the things, I guess, right? Division of rational numbers. Observe the following. 2 by 5 into 5 by 2 is 1. Minus 11 by 9, minus 9 by 11 into 11 by minus 9 is 1. Hence we need notice that the product is 1. If the product of any two rational number is 1, are called the multiplicative inverse of each other. This one is multiplicative inverse of 2 by 5. This one is multiplicative inverse of 5 by 2. Okay. So 2 by 5, 5 by 2, minus 9 by 11 and 11 by minus 9 are multiplicative inverse of each other. Okay. Or write multiplicative inverse of minus 3 by 7, 11, 9 by 5, 1 by minus 17. 7 by minus 3, 1 by 11, 5 by 9, this is minus 17. So we have learned to divide fractional numbers. So we follow the similar process for division of rational numbers as well. Consider the rational numbers 3 by 4 and 7 by 11. These are also fractional numbers. We divide 3 by 4 with 7 by 11. What will you get? 3 by 4 into, we have to multiply with its multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse is 11 by 7. Okay. Your dividing means you are multiplying with multiplicative inverse. Both result the same answer. Do you agree? Yes, you have to. So 3 into 11 by 4 into 7, 33 upon 28. Let's do one more example. This time we have to take multiplicative inverse of 3 by 4. That is nothing but 4 by 3. Okay. 20 upon 27 minus 20 upon 27. Right. Here this becomes 2 here minus 7 here. 2 upon 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. 7 times 3 is 21. So 3, this is minus into minus plus, 6 by 3. 6 by 3 is nothing but 2. Okay, right. We have to do this you can directly cut it down anyway. That is going to change its form, right? That is going to inverse itself when you multiply. That's why I'm cutting it straight away. So this becomes 12 by 5 as I see it. Yes, 12 upon 5. Okay. So you can do the rest of the things in the similar way. Properties of rational numbers. Closure property. Whole numbers and integers. If the sum of the two whole numbers is also whole number, then we say that the set of whole numbers satisfy closure property under addition. Let us recall the operations under which the whole numbers and integers are closed. Uh, Whole numbers closed since a plus addition it is closed. A plus b is a whole number for any two whole numbers a and b. Okay, example you can give any example. 2 plus 4, 0 plus 3, like that. Subtraction is not closed. If you do 5 minus 2 you will end up getting minus 2, which is not a set of whole numbers. Okay, multiplication is closed. Whatever you multiply, 2 into 3, 3 into 5, 0 into 2, every time you end up getting whole numbers. Division is not closed because you may get a fraction of this sort, and that is not the part of whole numbers. Integers closed under. Yes, they are closed under addition. What about this subtraction? Also closed. Okay, this minus 2 also an integer, right? If you do in this way. So you can take any example. 2 minus 10 minus 8, still it is an integer. Multiplication is also closed, no problem. 2 into 4 is 16. 3 into minus 2 is minus 6. Okay, not closed again. 5 by 8, same example is valid here also, that is not a part of integer. So rational numbers are also closed under addition. Okay, if you add two rational numbers, again you will end up getting a rational number. 16 minus 3 is how much? Minus 3 by 2 is a rational number. This is 0. This is a rational number, right? Check this for the more in the following page. That also you can do. Every time you will get a rational number. Let a equal to 1, 2, 3. The element 3 in a, and it is written as 3 belongs to a, and we read it as 3 belongs to a. This is for all symbol. For all is the symbol for all or for every. If we write for all AB belongs to Q, it means this. Okay. Okay. We observe that the sum of any two rational numbers is again rational number. Thus, we can say that rational numbers are closed under addition. Hence, a plus b is a rational number for any two rational numbers a and b. That is, for all a b belongs to q, a plus b belongs to q. So, what about subtraction? Consider any two rational numbers 5n and 3 by 4. Again, you got rational number, right? Check with the following: is it rational? Yes, my 5 by 21 is rational. This is also you will get rational. Okay. 96 minus 11, that is nothing but 585 by 18. We find the difference is also rational number for any two rational numbers. Thus, rational numbers are closed under subtraction. Hence, a minus b is a rational number for any two rational numbers a and b. For all a b belongs to q, a minus b belongs to q. Multiplication, observe the following: 3 into 1 by 2 is 3 by 2, 6 by 5 into minus 11 by 2 is minus 66 by 10 is minus 33 by 5. Whatever the example you take, every time you end up getting rational number. So rational numbers are closed under multiplication. So for any two rational numbers a and b, a cross a into b is also rational number. That is, AB belongs to Q, A into B also belongs to Q. Division, consider two rational numbers. Divide, still you are getting one more rational number, but the problem comes here with 0. Okay, see this division: 0 and 5 are rational numbers, and 5 by 0 is not defined. Thus, the collection of rational numbers is not closed with respect to division. If we exclude 0 from Q, then the resulting collection is closed under division. Okay. Right. Why 5 by 0 is not defined? Do the division. 5 by 0. 0 here, 5 here. Can you complete the division? Yes or no? What is the quotient? You may have observed what that multiplication of any number with 0, the product will be 0. Thus, division is not possible with 0 as divisor. Okay. Very well written statements here. Okay, they are pretty impressive. Right. Fill in the blanks in the table that you can do from the that follows from the uh, above discussion. Right. Commutative property. Let us recall the commutative property with the different operations for both whole numbers and integers. The commutative property states that the change in the order of two numbers on binary operation does not change the result, like a plus b equal to b plus a into b equal to b into a. Here, binary operations could be any one of the four fundamental operations, that is plus, minus, into, divided by whole numbers. 2, 3 are whole numbers. 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5. Addition is commutative in W. Subtraction is 3 minus 2 equal to 2 minus 3. No, subtraction is not commutative. Or multiplication is commutative. Division is not commutative. You will not get the same result. 4 by 2 is 2, 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. integers. Addition is commutative in integers. Subtraction is not commutative. Okay. Multiplication is commutative. Division is not commutative in integers. You can give any example. Take two rational numbers and add them. In the reverse way also, if you add, you will get the same result. So this addition is commutative in the set of rational numbers, that is for all a b belongs to q, a plus b equal to b plus a. Take two rational numbers 2 by 3 and 7 by 8. Okay, now do the 2 by 3 and 7 minus 7 by 8. 7 by 8 minus 2 by 3, both results are not same. So subtraction is not commutative for the set of rational numbers. Okay, multiplication, yeah, you can clearly prove that for all a b belongs to q, a into b equal to b into a, so multiplication is commutative. But this is not commutative. Division is not commutative in the set of rational numbers. Okay, a by b is not equal to b by a. So you can complete this table from our discussion, right? Associative property. Recall the associative property of whole numbers with respect to four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The associative property states that if you have to add three numbers, you can add the first two numbers and then add the third, or you add the second and third number in the beginning and then add the first to the sum. The result will be the same, that is a plus b plus c equal to a plus b plus c. Okay, that is this property. Whole numbers. Complete the table with necessary illustrations and remarks. Alright, this is satisfying associative property. What about subtraction? 2 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Okay. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Right, minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3. Okay. What about this? 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So subtraction is also associative. Multiplication is associative, no problem. What about division? Division is not associative. Okay. I'm telling you again, division is not associative. Why? Why? Because 2 by 3 by 5 equal to 2 by 3 by 5. Is that possible? Let t 2 by 3 by 5. 2 into 5 by 3. This is the multiplicative inverse. This one is multiplicative inverse of this one. So 10 by 3. Right? Fine. Look at here though. 2 by 3 by 5. 2 by 3 by 5. The multiplicative inverse of 5 is 1 by 5. 2 by 15. Both are not same. Both are not same. That is here. Written here. Not equal, not equal, not equal. So division is not associative. You got the point? Okay, integers. Recall the associative of integers under four operations. Complete the following table with necessary remarks. Operation addition integers with example. For three integers a, b, and c, a plus b plus c equal to a plus b plus c. Subtraction, this is not correct, so not associative. Multiplication, you will get the same result. Division, you won't get the same result, so it is not associative. Rational numbers. Addition, let us consider the rational numbers 2 by 7, 5, 1 by 2 and verify whether these is equal to this or not. That is associative property, because LHS equal to RHS. Uh, This satisfies associativity. We find rational numbers satisfy associative property under addition. So a plus b plus c equal to a plus b plus c for any three rational numbers a, b and c. For all a, b, c belongs to Q, a plus b plus c equal to a plus b plus c. Subtraction. Let us take any three rational numbers and see a minus b minus c equal to a minus b minus c, whether both are same or not. Here you got minus 3 by 2, here it is 1, so LHS is not equal to RHS. We find subtraction is not associated with set of rational numbers, that is a minus b minus c not equal to a minus b minus c for any three rational numbers a, b and c. What about multiplication? That you can easily verify that LHS equal to RHS. So this satisfies associativity in rational numbers. That is a into b into c equal to into b into c for any three rational numbers a comma b comma c. So for that you can write it for all a b c belongs to Q, a into b into c equal to a into b into c. Okay, what about division? You can clearly prove by taking any example. The LHS is equal to not equal to RHS. So a by b by c equal to not equal to a by b by c for any three rational numbers a, b and c. So division is not associative in rational numbers. Okay. Complete the following table. From the discussion above, you can easily complete the following table. What is the rule of 0? You can find a number when it is added to 1 by 2 gives the same number 1 by 2. That number is 0. Whatever you add to any rational number, 0 if it is added to any rational number, you will end up getting the same result. That is 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, minus 2 plus 0 is minus 2, 0 minus, okay, 1 by 2 plus 0 is 1 by 2. For this reason, we call 0 as an identity element of addition or additive identity. If a represents any rational number, then a plus 0 and 0 plus a equal to a. Does the set of natural numbers have additive identity? No, perhaps not. 0 is not part of rational number. The rule of 1, if you put 1 here, the result is satisfied, right? So what are the observations you made from the multiplication? You will find that when you multiply any rational number with 1, you will get the same rational number as the product. So 1 is called multiplicative identity. Okay, multiplicative identity for rational numbers. Existence of inverse. Additive inverse 3 plus minus 3 equal to 0, minus 3 plus 3 equal to 0, minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 equal to 0. Okay, so these are the additive inverses like we discussed earlier, right? That's it. So the result should be additive identity. So for any two rational number, the whole sum 0 are called additive inverse of each other. In general, if a represents any rational number, then a plus minus a equal to 0 or minus a plus a equal to 0, then a and minus a are additive inverse of each other. The additive inverse of 0 is only 0. What about multiplicative inverse? If you multiply any two rational numbers, if the result is 1, then they both are said to be multiplicative inverse of each other. Think, discuss and write. If a property holds good for with respect to addition for rational numbers, whether it holds good for integers and for whole numbers, which one holds good and which doesn't hold good. Okay, write the numbers. Whole multiplicative inverse or the numbers themselves. Can you find the reciprocal of 0? No, not possible. Is there any rational number such that when it is multiplied by 0 gives 1? No, up to now it doesn't exist. Distributive of t distributivity of multiplication over addition. Take the three rational numbers like this: a into b plus c equal to a into b plus a into. Right, this is equal a into b plus a into c. Okay, if they are equal, then it is called distributivity law of multiplication over addition. Okay, that is a plus b in a plus a into b plus c equal to ab plus ac, a into b minus c equal to ab minus ac. You complete the following table. You have to do on your own whether this satisfies a commutative TTVT associated TTVT property or not. Okay. Anyway, that we already discussed all these things we discussed, right? What about multiplicative properties? Closure is this existence of identity, existence of universe. Okay. What about this example? Just addition, no problem. You need to take a common, yeah, 5 5 are common, 7 7 are common. Okay, here 35 is the LCM. Okay, so additive inverse you can easily write 2 by 7 minus 2 by 7 like that. Commutativity law of addition. Okay, that they are going to use. Okay, fine. Additive inverse you can write. Okay, no problem. First multiply and add to inverse. Right. We are stopping it here at exercise 1.1. We'll be covering the from here in the next session. Okay. Thank you. See how beautiful this nature is. You also start planting the trees. Let us bring a new change in our society. Let us plant the trees and let others plant the trees. Let's take this pledge seriously from now. Thank you.